So let's look at the energy flow in the marine systems. So the big difference you will learn is that energy flow is unidirectional. So it just goes from the sun into the photosynthesizers into the different consumers and decomposers. There is no cycling of the energy. Energy cannot come back. It just gets dissipated down the line, right? So biotic community is basically an assemblage of organisms in a definable area, which means, for example, the scale can be of the Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal level. You can also say Indian Ocean biotic community or ecosystem and so on. So it is some definable area that we typically talk about. Ecosystem is biotic community plus the environment. So it includes the circulation, the air-sea exchanges, and so on and so forth. Energy flow is unidirectional and it's based on the solar energy. Producers are those that are able to generate their own energy, either as a photosynthetic ability or chemosynthetic ability, right? So they are called autotrophic. You already know this. I'm just repeating. Consumers are those that eat other organisms. They are heterotrophic, autotrophic versus heterotrophic. So they need energy that somebody else has produced, like we are heterotrophic. Decomposers break down dead organic organisms and waste. They are also heterotrophic. So they are decomposers. Basically means they will take the organic matter into inorganic matter all the way, right? So here's the energy flow in the system. You have radiation energy coming in. Shortwave is what is used by the photosynthetic organisms in the specific energy band or the wavelength of the visible radiation that reaches the surface. So you have various types of grasses, trees, and kelp forest here, for example, and of course all our bacterioplankton and phytoplankton that can photosynthesize. And we have already said that the energy harvesting is very inefficient. It's only about 2 to 5%. Okay, but you can think of it as each leaf or each algae being a solar cell. So if you have billions of leaves or billions of solar cells, you still produce enough energy to support so much life on Earth, right? So everything we eat is basically solar energy converted to what our body can use, correct? Okay, so the photosynthesized carbohydrates by the phytoplankton and so on are consumed by zooplankton and so on that are consumers, and they move around, they dissipate energy, they ingest, digest, and egest. So they also produce waste. So there is some mechanical energy being produced, heat energy is being produced because we are constantly emitting long wave radiation from the body, right? And when we move, we are also expending mechanical energy. Decomposers, here you can see a dead fish that has been eaten by microbes, for example, that basically converted back into chemical energy. And that also is used by consumers. So that's kind of the unidirectional flow. There is no recycling of energy. So herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and bacteriovores. I said bacteriovore before. That's bacterioplankton is the photosynthesizer. Bacteriovore is one that eats bacteria. There are also protists which eat viruses. Okay, so herbivores eat plants, carnivores eat other animals, omnivores eat plants and animals like us. We eat plants and animals, and bacteriovores eat bacteria. So the big message there is that energy flow is unidirectional. This is always the case. The efficiency matters. So we will see that to produce 1 unit of energy for a top of the food chain like us. Nobody eats us. We are kind of the top of the food chain, or in the ocean it could be a whale or so. Then how much primary production is needed? That's kind of the key question, right? If we are way down the food chain and many things are in the middle, how much energy has to be produced from the sun to feed us, the top predator? That's a interesting thing to look at, which we will do.